What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Ravens Rundown Live. I am your host, Joey Petersen, joining you on this fine Tuesday evening. We got a loaded show, so make sure you guys buckle up, strap in, get your popcorn ready. Don't go anywhere over the next hour because we've got a ton of great content to get to. Coming up first, we got a bombshell article on Lamar Jackson and how the NFL may have colluded and screwed him over on his last contract. There's some really juicy stuff we got to get into with that one. And then second up, we're going to look at the top free agent targets after Ravens minicamp is over, before Ravens training camp begins. And then we're going to round this thing out with our live Ravens mailbag. Your questions, my answers. All you got to do, use hashtag Ravens down in the live chat. Get your questions in, and I'll answer them later on today's show. We're talking free agents in our second segment. Before we get into that content, though, I want you to name a free agent you want the Ravens to sign, whether it's a guy at safety, a guy at linebacker, a guy on interior defensive line. Maybe it's a guy on the offensive side of the ball, the offensive line. Maybe you want to get greedy, add another wide receiver. Give me a name and do it in the comment section down below. Joey Petersen, my cousin's hanging out with us, says, "What happened to your hair, Joe?" Great observation. Try to be more like you, Braids. No, Kennedy cut it off this weekend on the back porch. This is courtesy of Joey Petersen cuts. Little buzz action on the back patio. Jameer is saying, "What's up, Joey? Hope you are doing good." Brady says Cowboys have a better roster, TBH. Christian says, "Love the content, Joey. Thanks for keeping us informed. Always my friend." Our flock saying W. Cush saying, "Good evening, everybody." What's your record prediction for this year, says Brady. Also, toughest game on the schedule. Record prediction, 12-5. Toughest game on the schedule. My mind automatically goes to on the road in Lambeau Field in Week 17. That one's going to be a lot of fun, also going to be really tough. But they also start on the road in Buffalo and then also on the road in Kansas City within the first 4 games. They play Detroit at home as well. But, like, the first 3 of the first 4 games are Bills, Chiefs, Lions. So those are going to be tough as well. So y'all keep getting those questions down below. Jennifer says, "Ravens are winning the Super Bowl this year." Christian said, hashtag Ravens. I think Judon's still a free agent or maybe not. Asante Samuel and Justin Simmons, if he is still available. Philly's lineup is pretty wild, but the Ravens are def up there, says Moggs. Y'all keep letting me know your answers in the comment section down below. Also, let me know, will you be watching the NBA draft? Give me a yes, give me a no. I know Baltimore doesn't have a team. Let me know what team you cheer for, and then let me know if you'll be watching down below. I will be watching because it's my job. Yeah, I'm going to be up here at work helping out with our NBA draft coverage. I'm not going to be, live on any channel. I might host a couple videos. Who knows? We'll see. But we got a ton of NBA channels. 7? Is that it, Jack? We got around 7 NBA channels right here at Chat Sports, and so there's a ton of guys that are going to be live. I'm kind of going to be helping all around. If I wasn't here working, I'd be watching for the first pick because I'm a Mavs fan, and then after that, I'd probably tune out after probably about pick number 2. Christian says no. Jennifer says yes. Christian's a Warriors fan. Welp says, what AFC North QB throws the most interceptions to the Ravens defense? Great question. I hope it's going to be one Aaron Rodgers. I've got a feeling it's probably going to be, I'm not going to say a Browns quarterback, but then you got Joe Burrow. Let's say Aaron Rodgers, because I just think the Browns are I think you're going to play 2 different Browns quarterbacks. That's what I'm going with. Brandon Scherf is a veteran guard that I would like to see. He can add depth, says Cush. Cush, you might be able to see in the future, because I actually talk about Brandon Scherf in just a little bit. Braid says, why would you watch? You know who the Mavs are drafting. Yes, I know that, but it's just going to be electric. Yeah, Braids, I don't know about you. I do know because you very vaguely pay attention to the Mavs, but I've gotten really excited about Cooper Flag recently. It doesn't help the Luka trade at all, but it is getting me a little bit excited. Jameer says Justin Simmons. D1 Ravens Glazer, crazy name, says Browns. Jennifer says, who's the best player on the defense this year? Jennifer, great question. Ask it again and then use hashtag Ravens. Jack's going to put it across the screen. This is all you got to do. Use hashtag Ravens in the chat, super chat, to get on today's Q&A. Adam78 says, I'm a Ravens fan, but I believe Philly has the best roster. If you don't think it's the Ravens, you probably think it's Philadelphia. I think it's one of those two. Brady says, I don't care about basketball, Joe. I know you don't, Brady, but Cooper Flag, man. Cooper Flag. That's all I got to say. NBA needs to get rid of the lottery draft. See, I think it works for the NBA. But there was talks about it coming to the NFL, and I don't think it would work in the NFL at all. Like, I actually would be so mad if the NFL ever adopted a lottery system. That would absolutely suck. Make sure you guys like the video if you hope Lamar gets extended soon. We're going to talk about a new article that surfaced today. Pablo Torre was the one who put it out, who's the one who got a hold of the article. It was basically outlining everything that the NFL hid and the NFLPA hid about some collusion that went on in the 2023 offseason, the same offseason that one Deshaun Watson got extended and the same offseason that one Lamar Jackson got extended as well. Can you get me tickets to the Ravens games? That's the question, says Brady. Brady, I can't, unfortunately. I can get you a visitor pass down here at our office building to come watch the Ravens play. I cannot get you into M&T Bank Stadium, unfortunately. 1 second. Let me look up something real quick. Make sure I got my... Okay, there we go. Anchored Solar says, are the Ravens going to play their starters in the preseason so they don't come out rusty in Buffalo? No, I don't think so. Lamar's not going to play a snap. I mean, some of the starters might play. Like, you'll see Malachi Starks, I'm sure. I'm sure you'll see Trenton Simpson. I'm sure you're going to see some of the younger guys, Roger Rosengarten, maybe even Tyler Linderbaum. But like Zay Flowers, Lamar Jackson, probably DeAndre Hopkins, those guys aren't going to play at all. That was a really good question for the mailbag, though. Who was that? Was that Anchored? Anchored, ask that question again. Use hashtag Ravens. That way we can get it in the live chat. Already got a ton of great questions. Keep those coming. All righty, let's do it. Live show time, starting off with a bombshell article on Lamar Jackson. And then we're going to go into some top free agent targets, and then we're going to go into our live Ravens mailbag. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Appreciate every single one of you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like the video. Keep hanging with us. Our first segment coming at you right now. Welcome into today's show, everybody. I am Joey Petersen, your host of the Ravens Rundown. We got a very, very interesting couple of things to talk about. Pablo Torre has an NFL document detailing Lamar Jackson's contract negotiations in 2023. And there's some things that lead you to believe there might have been a little bit of collusion happening over that offseason and the one prior. He signed a 5-year, $260 million deal in 2023, and there was apparent collusion among owners in the NFL offseason after Deshaun Watson signed his fully guaranteed deal the offseason before. So coming up, I got 3 bombshell takeaways from everything I read. I'm going to show you everything that I saw, and we're going to talk about it one-on-one, mano-a-mano, back and forth. Thank you so much for joining me on today's show. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel because I need your help. We are only 29 subscribers away from 32,500 subs. We are growing really, really quickly right here on the Ravens Rundown. It's because of you guys. Keep hitting that sub button. Keep subscribing if you are a new viewer. Help me get to 32,500. We appreciate every single one of you guys. All right, let's get to the bombshell takeaways. Number 1, Lamar Jackson requested a fully guaranteed deal. Here's from the document itself. You can see that in highlight. This is from Lamar Jackson. I'm going to continue to request a, all caps, fully guaranteed contract. I understand, y'all, all caps, don't. And that's fine. And here's where the collusion comes in. Because if we all remember this time, when Lamar Jackson was negotiating his deal in 2023, there was a lot of back and forth. He didn't have an agent. He represents himself. And there was some, trade requests. We all remember his tweet. There was some times that we thought he might not be a Raven anymore. And then Christopher Droney dropped this. He said there's little question that the NFL Management Council, with the blessing of the commissioner, encouraged the 32 NFL clubs to reduce guarantees in veterans' contract at the March 2022 annual owners meeting. So Deshaun Watson, let's remember, he signed a 5-year, $230 million fully guaranteed deal. He signed that on March 18th of 2022. The owners meeting was on March 27th of 2022. So basically, what that document and what Torrey and Christopher are alluding to was after Deshaun Watson signed that $230 million fully guaranteed contract, and then he got injured, and the entire Browns organization, their season was absolutely screwed, that the the commissioner, Roger Goodell, was encouraging owners to stop giving out fully guaranteed contracts, which then, of course, went into Lamar Jackson's contract extension negotiations the following offseason. And a little bit more on that, Eric DeCosta was prepared for him not to be a Baltimore Raven. This is coming from the document. Mr. DeCosta was preparing for the 2023 draft in April of 2023 under the assumption that Mr. Jackson would no longer be playing for the Ravens. But on the eve of the draft, sent Mr. Jackson a new offer. Much to Mr. DeCosta's surprise, Mr. Jackson quickly accepted it. Here was the offer that he signed, 5 years, $260 million, $52 million annually, $185 million guaranteed. So he wanted that fully guaranteed deal. He ended up not getting that fully guaranteed deal. And based on everything that we heard today, everything that has come out, we can pretty much chalk that up to, most likely, Eric DeCosta not doing that because the commissioner the year prior encouraged owners to stop giving away fully guaranteed contracts. Very, very interesting situation. What's your one-word reaction to this news? Let me know in the comment section down below. Mine was, honestly, I know it's a business. I know things happen behind the scenes all the time. Still, I was shocked. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. My second takeaway from the document was, this one's funny. Lamar Jackson, in negotiations with DeCosta, said that his microphone on his phone didn't work. Here's a little bit more. During this time, Mr. Jackson said the microphone on his phone was not working, making communications with Mr. DeCosta difficult. And this just made me laugh because this has to be a lie from Lamar. Now, he might be telling the truth, but at the end of the day, I think this is just kind of a negotiation tactic, and probably a negotiation tactic that he used because he didn't have an agent properly telling him this is how you should be negotiating. It's just hilarious that he said, we can't come in contact. You know what? My phone, the microphone's not working. I can't hear you, blah, blah. We're not going to talk for a couple of days. Like, if he truly was trying to get something figured out, they could email. He could call them on somebody else's phone. They could figure things out in person. But instead, he's like, microphone doesn't work. Sorry, we got to pause negotiations. And the third takeaway was that teams weren't really interested in Lamar. And I think a lot of this probably comes from everything that happened the year prior as well. Here's more from the document. Only a couple often expressed interest in DeCosta and signing him prior to the Ravens' decision to franchise him. Afterwards, no team reached out directly to Mr. Jackson, which is interesting. And I get it. He came off of back-to-back seasons of injury, back-to-back seasons of, averaging about 2,600 yards through the air, 16.5 passing touchdowns, averaging 10 interceptions. But at this point, Lamar Jackson had already won an MVP. But he also was coming off of back-to-back seasons of injury. Honestly, looking at it, Baltimore is incredibly lucky that nobody struck. That nobody offered Lamar what Baltimore wasn't willing to offer him. That nobody came in, swooped in, knocked Lamar Jackson's socks off, knocked the Baltimore Ravens' socks off, and then Lamar Jackson left them for somewhere else. Arthur Blank said it was because of injuries, the Falcons owner, that he didn't come in and get Lamar Jackson. Boy, what a mistake that was for Atlanta. And wow, the Baltimore Ravens are very lucky. Make sure you guys like the video if you are happy that Lamar is still in Baltimore. Are you pumped that he's still wearing that purple and black every single day? If you are, do me one big favor and hit that thumbs up button. So coming up, what all of that means for this time around. Because as you know, as we've talked about a lot over the offseason, Lamar Jackson is looking to get a new contract this offseason. So what did everything that happened 2 years ago, what does that have to do with this year? I'll let you know in just a couple of seconds. Before that, we got the 4th of July coming up in what? 9 days, 10 days. I'm excited about it. One of my favorite holidays. And you can get your Ravens 4th of July shirts now. If you go to chatsports.com/RavensUSA, they're available now, but they're only going to be available for a limited time. So if you want to get yours, if you want to support America, your favorite football team as well, go ahead, get one of those to celebrate our Independence Day. Chatsports.com/RavensUSA. That link is in the comments and description of today's video. So I don't think Baltimore will be as lucky this time around, right? Because they're not going to just be able to say, you had back-to-back seasons of injury. You threw 13 interceptions last season. Why would we extend you on a fully guaranteed deal? He's coming off of a year where he threw for 41 touchdowns, had over 4,000 passing yards, almost 1,000 rushing yards, and only 4 interceptions. He's coming off of the best season in his life. So they have no room to say, you don't deserve that. The good thing is, if they want to extend him, and if they're going to extend him, they have the blueprint for how that should go. Josh Allen got extended this past offseason, and I think Baltimore can look at that, up the total by a little bit, up the average by a little bit, maybe up the guarantees by a little bit, but do exactly as Buffalo did with Josh Allen. 6 years, $330 million. $55 million on average, $250 million guaranteed. If you make Lamar's 6 years, $335 million, that makes the average what? Around $56 million, $55.8 million, and then you make the guarantee like $255, something like that. I think that is going to be able to get the job done. At the end of the day, I just don't think Eric DeCosta is going to take any kind of chances this time around. He franchise tagged him. You know, they put the tag on him where anybody could offer him, and they had the ability to match that offer. He messed around last time. He almost lost them. He's not going to mess around this time. I can promise you that. I need you to fill in the blanks for me. Lamar Jackson deserves a blank year and blank $1 million contract. Let me know what you would pay QB1 in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, you'll find the links to me on social media. You got me on Twitter. You got me on Instagram. Make sure to follow me on both of those platforms. And also make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you haven't done it yet, today's the perfect day to do so. Free coverage every single day, all year long. Best place to be if you're a Ravens fan. We'll see you next time. Alrighty, fill in the blank for me. What would you pay Mr. Lamar Jackson? We saw that one Josh Allen got 6 years, $330 million. I would do that. I'd do a 6-year, $335 million contract. I am all in on paying Lamar Jackson exactly what he wants. I know that he's had his shortcomings in the playoffs, okay? But also, I don't think that you can firmly believe anybody would be able to take us to the Super Bowl other than Lamar Jackson. Like, he is, if you're going to do it in the next 10 years, the next 6 years, you're going to do it on the back of Lamar Jackson. Make sure you guys also are getting in our mailbag. It's going to be coming up later. We got one segment to do, and then we'll get to the mailbag. Use hashtag Ravens in the chat down below or super chat to get on today's Q&A. $1, $2, $3 super chat, does not care how much. It gets you locked in, guarantees your spot. We already actually have a ton of great questions. And so y'all just keep those coming in. And we already got a lot of really good ones. We almost probably are ready to go for our mailbag. But y'all keep asking, and we will get to those in just a little bit. Lamar Jackson deserves a 6-year, $360 and $285, says D1 Ravens Glazer. I don't disagree. Excuse me. Dax says, eventually extend Zach Orr. Love the guy. Badass player, great coach so far. Yeah, Dax, I agree. He didn't start off as the best. You know, he had his shortcomings early on. But he's turned things around, and he had a really good end of the year, and I'm really excited for him this next season. Fun fact, my cousin that you saw in here earlier, Brady Petersen, his dad, my uncle, actually coached Zach Orr when he played at the University of North Texas. That's a fun fact for you. Hashtag Ravens, do you think that Jair will be CB1? I don't. I think it would still be Nate Wiggins, but he's going to be the best CB2 in the country, I think. The league has never seen such a dynamic and incredible player like Lamar Jackson. Sure, they had Vic and Cam Newton, but Lamar is a rare talent that brings so much fun and talent to his game. I could not agree more. Alrighty, Jack, are you ready to roll? Sweet. Segment 1 in the books. Segment 2 is coming at you. We ready to go? Let's do it. Coming at you right now. We're going to start with you guys, okay? Let me know in the comment section down below a free agent you want the Ravens to sign sometime over the next couple of months. I'm going to tell you my answers in just a little bit. I'm going to start with you telling me yours. All righty. Welcome into the show, everybody. My name is Joey Petersen. You're watching the Ravens Rundown. So happy that you are hanging out with us today. The Ravens, in my opinion, have 4 really big needs. Now, I've been saying a lot of these needs all offseason long. Cornerback has been high on that list, but after the addition of Jair Alexander, I think cornerback falls off that list. So I think you're looking at safety, you're looking at inside linebacker, you're looking at interior defensive line, and you're looking at interior offensive line. Let's start with the need at safety, because I think even with the addition of Jair, it made the need at safety a little bit less dire. Like, of course, it made the need at corner less dire, but it made the need at safety. Like, you don't need that as much now that you have 2 really, really good cornerbacks on your roster. And you already got 2 really good safeties, Malachi Starks, Kyle Hamilton. However, because of the Ardarius Washington injury, this is still a really big need, okay? I would like to get one more safety I can really trust, and I think there's a ton of really good ones available in free agency. The good thing is Beau Braid and Sanusi Kane. Both of those guys, throughout OTAs and at minicamp, have made highlight plays. I've heard about both of them. I've read about both of them. I've seen highlights of both of them. So it feels good that there's guys that are going to be able to compete to replace Ardarius Washington already on this roster. But if they feel like they want to go somewhere else, somewhere in free agency, I think the safety position has the best options available. And it starts with Justin Simmons. This is a guy we've talked about. This is a name that we've talked about since the day after Ardarius Washington got injured. Okay, I think he was on that exact video, Ardarius Washington replacements, the next day. He had a 1-year, $7.5 million contract in 2024 with the Atlanta Falcons. You're going to get him on a 1-year deal. I think that probably goes down to somewhere around $6.5 million, maybe even $6 million, just because he didn't have the best season in Atlanta. But this guy, by far, I think is the best option you get. He has played so much football. He's still a really good ball hawk. You get him in a good defense, and sure, he took a little bit of a step back last year. I think he goes right back up. Let's talk about our second free agent option at the safety position. How about Julian Blackmon? This last year, he spent with the Colts. I'm projecting at this point a 1-year, $6.5 million contract. If you do the research yourself and you say these guys' contract projections, they're all going to say multiple years. But at this point, this late into free agency, it's very rare for someone to sign a multi-year deal. Every single one of these guys that I'm going to talk about, not just in safety position, it's going to be 1 year. I think you can get Julian Blackmon anywhere from $6 to $6.5 million. You'd add a guy who plays a lot like Ardarius Washington to this roster. Just a really great tackling machine. Kind of like Jordan Whitehead. And that's the last top free agent safety target that we're going to look at on today's show. 79 tackles in 2024, not an interception, 3 pass breakups. I think he's going to be the cheapest of all the guys. I think he's going to be anywhere from $5.5 to $6 million. But still, you're going to hear me talk about 4 different position groups. Safety is easily, no doubt about it, they have the best options. Okay? So of those 3 options, who are you signing? Is it Justin Simmons? Is it Julian Blackmon? Or is it Jordan Whitehead? You let me know in the comment section down below. Alrighty, let's go to our linebacker room. Trenton Simpson right now is the starting weak side linebacker right next to Roquan Smith, and I think that's going to be the case when the season eventually rolls around. I'm actually really excited about seeing Trenton Simpson this next season. The thing is, though, is we know for a fact that Baltimore was interested in it at a time in adding another inside linebacker. Rick Ritter tweeted when C.J. Mosley retired last week. Mosley had heavy interest from several teams, including Baltimore, but ultimately a neck injury is what led to his decision. So Baltimore was interested in adding C.J. Mosley, a free agent linebacker we've talked about a lot over the offseason. Fortunately, he decided to retire just because the neck injury was too serious. That leaves you with two other options that I think are still pretty good options. Juwan Bentley, formerly with the New England Patriots, and Eric Kendrick last year played on a one-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Bentley's 2024 season was one that was filled with injury and one was filled with disappointment. 12 tackles, 0.5 sacks, like nothing phenomenal. I think you'd be able to get him for cheap, 1 year, $2.5 million deal. But let's talk about Eric Kendricks, because I think this is my favorite free agent linebacker option that's available right now. He had a really good season with Dallas, was one of their best linebackers. 138 tackles, 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. I think you could get him around $2.5 million, maybe 3. He played last year on a 1-year, $3 million contract with Dallas. He's a tackling machine. The only kind of knock on his game is he plays a very similar type style to Roquan Smith. He's really only ever played in the middle. Curious to see how he'd be transitioning over to the weak side linebacker spot, but still, he's a guy who's got the nose for the football, and he's just a really good linebacker at the end of the day. Let me know, do you want the Ravens to make one more move? Just one more move. If you do, go ahead, spam those me's in the comment section down below and let me know. Let's keep it on the defensive side, and we're just going up tier by tier. We started at safety, then we went to the linebackers. Now we're going to the interior defensive linemen. They got some good guys at the starting spots, okay? But behind them, there just aren't many great options on this roster. And if I'm being transparent with you, there's not really many great options outside of this roster. There's a reason that John Jenkins, who they signed about 3 weeks ago, he was the best interior option available. Raekwon Davis is my favorite one of the guys that are still out there, but I think that just shows you how important this position is because there's not a lot of really great targets, okay? You saw a lot in the safety room. You even saw a decent bit in the linebacker room, but if you're looking for interior defensive linemen, you can't really find other ones. And Jack, could you put the Ravens defensive line depth chart on the screen for just a second? I'm really excited for the step up of Nnamdi Madubuike, the step back up, I should say. Travis Jones, I'm really excited for. Broderick Washington, I love him as well. But after those guys, Jenkins is going to have to be huge. Anais Peebles, you're going to have to rely on him a ton as a as a rookie who you picked in the 6th round. It's going to be a lot of pressure on a guy like that. So I would love if they added. There's just not that many great options available. Let's go over the offensive side of the ball. And we're not talking a lot of offense because I think their offense is stacked at pretty much every position except the interior of the offensive line when you look at the guards on both sides. We're not looking at centers. I'm fine with the center. I'm also fine with the situation at tackle. I love Ronnie Stanley. I really love Roger Rosengarten. And I like their depth pieces and depth options as well. There's 2 really good free agent offensive linemen that are available right now. Brandon Scherf, who formerly played with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's a little bit older. He's played a lot of football. He's in his early 30s, but 17 games played in 2024, not a single sack allowed. And another guy who I feel like would be more of an investment for the future, and maybe not just for this year, is Will Hernandez. And while I say that, he tore his ACL on October 7th and missed the rest of the Cardinals season. Knee injury against San Francisco 49ers. So it would be a little bit of a risk because, sure, you're bringing in a guy who's injured. He's not going to be able to play until probably around that time again this year, probably until around October. So that's week 6 at the earliest, I would probably say. But I feel like this is a guy who next season could be a starter on this roster. Will Hernandez, when he was healthy for Arizona, was the best offensive lineman that they had. Okay, so sure, Brandon Scherf could come in, and he could be a depth piece this year, and he could maybe even challenge for a starting spot. But like, you're probably only get him 1 year because he's so old. Will Hernandez, you could get him on a 2-year deal, probably decently cheap. You could see what he's going to be like in 2026. I asked you this off the top. Now we're going to finish today's show with it. I want you to name a free agent you want the Ravens to sign in the comment section down below. It can be any of the guys I just listed. It can be somebody you really like that I didn't even talk about. Just let me know your answer. I got to ask y'all. Give me a follow on Twitter. Give me a follow on Instagram. You can find me at both platforms at Joey Petersen A. Make sure to spell that Petersen right, S-E-N. Okay, if you spell it S-O-N, you might find somebody. You probably will find somebody. It's just not going to be me. I'm here every single day at the Ravens Rundown, so make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We bring you daily content, whether it's news, whether it's trade rumors, whether it's anything on the 2025 NFL season. You got it all right here at the Ravens Rundown. Alrighty, 2 segments down, 1 to go. Milton Williams, says the D1. I like that. Someone said, grab the camera for the Lamar edit. I like that, Mr. Ravens. That's good stuff. Kush says, I love our defense, but next to Rose Smith, there's still a little bit of doubt. Do we roll with Simpson or the rookie? Or we try to add a veteran presence for more depth? I think we add a veteran presence, but I think they end up rolling with Smith. And then I think they like the rookie and the veteran kind of as 2 depth pieces. Clarence says, Ray Lewis, LOL. D1 Ravens Glazer wants Amari Cooper. Christian just says, a new inside linebacker. I don't care who. Jennifer says, hashtag Ravens, who's the best player on the Ravens defense this year? Great question, Jennifer. Y'all get those questions in just like Jennifer does. Coming up next, we've got our mailbag. So make sure you get your questions in. Also, make sure you guys are liking today's video, okay? Make sure to give it a like. We're at 25 likes, 53 people watching. I need that to get to 35 likes. If it can get to 35 likes in the next, minute, we'll go ahead and start our mailbag. But you got to get those likes up. I need 10 more likes. It's free. It helps us out. It tells YouTube, you know what? People are enjoying this live show. Sends it out to more people. Suggests it to more people. So make sure that you guys give us a like, join us, and let us know that we're appreciated right here at the Ravens Rundown. We put in some hard work for you guys, and I appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out with us. 26 likes. Let's at least get that to 30. Okay, let's at least get that to 30. Brandon Scherf is still out there, I believe. He is Yaml. I actually talked about him. Chris says, how much wins do you think the Ravens will win next season? I think 12. Moggs says, people be disrespecting that like button. You said it first, Moggs, not me. Not me. Boom, 30 likes. Can we get 5 more? Let's get 5 more, baby. Let's get 5 more. Chris, I think they win 12. I think their ceiling is, I talked about this on last week's mailbag episode. I know it's crazy to say team ceiling is undefeated, but I think this team's ceiling is undefeated. I know that's wild, but they could win every game they play. I truly believe that. I think their floor, if Lamar Jackson is healthy all year long, floor is 9 wins. I think that's the absolute floor. That's just me, though. Say that again, Jack. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All righty, Jack. You ready to roll for our last segment of the day? Boom, boom, boom. Ravens Rundown at Chat Sports. Bringing you our live Ravens mailbag. Make sure you guys keep getting those questions in. Make sure you keep liking the video, and we'll bring that to you right now. Welcome into the Ravens Rundown, everybody. My name is Joey Petersen, and we've got our live Ravens mailbag. This comes for you, or comes to you, from our Tuesday live shows. All of our massive Ravens fans got their questions in. I gave them answers, and now you're going to get to see them right here on the show. Make sure you guys got those notifications turned on, though, okay? Because we go live every single Tuesday evening. We also put out a video every single day. And when we do, I want you guys to be the first ones in there. In the Noti flock, okay, we got 3.9 thousand Ravens fans. My goal is to get that to 4,000 today. The way you do that, subscribe to the channel, click that bell button, turn on all right when it asks you, and then enable YouTube notifications on your phone, on your computer. And if you do all those things, you get to join the Noti flock, and we got to get that number to 4,000 Ravens fans. Coming up first, Brady Petersen. Yes, that last name is familiar to you. That is my cousin. What's up, Braids? Hashtag Ravens. Toughest game on the schedule. I have a couple that come to mind. Number one is Green Bay on the road, week 17. Second to last week of the season. It's probably going to mean something for Green Bay because they're in a really competitive NFC North. It's probably going to mean something most likely for Baltimore because the AFC North is always competitive. It's going to be a really cold game. Going to be Jair Alexander's return to Lambeau Field. That one's going to be really, really exciting, really, really awesome. Outside of that, I feel like the toughest game is probably on the road to Buffalo or on the road to Kansas City. And those two happen within the first 4 weeks of the season. Buffalo is opening night. So I think after the first 4 weeks of the season, you kind of hit a little bit of a dip. Not like the talent gets easier, but then you jack it back up in week 17. Next up is from Jameer Castro. What position should the Ravens add to and who? I think they should add, at the current recording of this video, they have not added anybody since Jair Alexander. I think they should add in the safety room. I would love it to be Justin Simmons or Julian Blackmon or Jordan Whitehead. Like, those are just really, really good free agent options. Every other position across the football field, you kind of struggle to scrap together like more than one decent option. At the safety position, you got three good ones. And I know your secondary got a lot better with the addition of Jair Alexander, but it also got a lot worse when Ardarius Washington tore his Achilles. And so if you could add a safety to pair up with Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton, and yes, I know Bo Braid and Snoozy Kane are still there. If you could add one more guy that's played a lot of football, I would really, really love that. Welp coming in saying, hashtag Ravens, what AFC North QB throws the most interceptions to the Ravens defense? This is a great question, okay? I'm going to say Aaron Rodgers for multiple reasons. One, I don't think Joe Burrow, he's just so smart with the football. I know he threw Marlon Humphrey a pick last year, but I just don't see Joe Burrow ever throwing more than one interception in the two games that these teams play. And I don't think it's the Browns, even though that might be a popular opinion, because I don't think you'll see the same quarterback twice for the Browns. And so, I think you'll see Joe Flacco early. And then I think later you'll see maybe Shedeur Sanders, maybe Dylan Gabriel. I don't think you'll see same quarterback twice. So I think I got to go with Aaron Rodgers. Next up, we got Marshall Green. Could the Ravens trade for Kayvon Thibodeau? Good question from the host of Giants Now. I think that they could. I don't think that they will. They added in Mike Green, and I think Mike Green is their new Kayvon Thibodeau, right? He's young. He's their shiny new rookie, their shiny new toy. And I know Kayvon Thibodeau has been in the league now for quite a little bit, 3 years at this point. But I just feel like they're good at the edge rusher position. If they do trade for him, I think it'll be somewhere close to the trade deadline. I just would be really surprised to see that kind of move happen over the next couple of months before the season starts. Let me know down below. Will the Ravens trade for Kayvon Thibodeau? Give me a yes. Give me a no in the comment section down below. Weigh in and tell me your answer. I'm going no, but I'm curious to see your answer. It's Flock saying, hashtag Ravens, do you think Jair will be cornerback one? I don't. I think it's going to be Nate Wiggins. I just think that he's been preparing to be the CB1 on this roster, and they've been preparing him to be the CB1 on this roster for the entirety of this offseason. He added 20 pounds of weight. He's getting a lot bigger. I think Jair will be the best cornerback 2 in the league, but I don't think he'll be CB1. I do think he'll be CB2. Christian Coveney, hashtag Ravens, do you think Humphrey and Coach Orr could bring back the old Ravens D? I hope so, man. I would love it. And I think, I know that Marlon Humphrey was the one with the quote from last week, but I think if anybody's going to bring it back, it's going to be Kyle Hamilton, Malachi Starks, and Mike Green. I think those three guys are going to be the catalysts, and Zach Orr, but the players. Those three players with Zach Orr, they're going to be the catalysts for the future if this Ravens defense is going to go back to the old Ravens defense. Now, it could happen this year, right? Year 2 of Zach Orr, you got Humphrey, you got Starks, you got Hamilton, you got Green, you have Smith. You have so many great defensive players. But if they're going to make a change, and for the next 5, 6, 7 years, they're going to be the old Ravens defense, then it's going to be because Malachi Starks, Mike Green, and Kyle Hamilton. Kimberly Harmon's up next. Hashtag Ravens, which rookies are you most excited about in the 2025 season? I'm the two I just mentioned, Malachi Starks, Mike Green, those are the top 2. I'm really excited to see LaJohntay Wester in at, like, special teams. I'm also really excited to see Ainias Peebles, see if he steps up and is the interior piece that this team needs when you're talking about depth. Make sure you guys go to chatsports.com/RavensUSA if you want to get yourself a Ravens American flag t-shirt. We got the 4th of July coming up in just about a week. It's one of my favorite holidays. I absolutely love it. On the 4th of July, I'm actually going to be in a plane on the way to Montana for a little family vacation. And I need you guys to support America, support the Baltimore Ravens, also support us right here at the Ravens Rundown. Go to chatsports.com/RavensUSA. Get your Baltimore Ravens times 4th of July swag today. Of course, that link's in the comments and description of today's video. D1 Ravens Glazer 8, hashtag Ravens. Should the Ravens sign Jedrick Wills? He's only 26 years old, and you know EDC would steal him, could steal him. I would, I'm not necessarily interested in adding a tackle, especially a young one that's going to cost a little bit. I feel really good about Ronnie Stanley. I feel really good about Roger Rosengarten. I feel honestly pretty good about the depth. I'm excited about some of the offensive linemen that they added in the draft. I just feel like there's a reason a 26-year-old tackle is still in the free agency market, okay? There's a reason somebody hasn't scooped him up, and this free agency tackle class was not very good. And so I don't think they should, but if they do, I don't think I would necessarily be that surprised. Jennifer coming in saying, who is the best player on the Ravens defense this year? Hashtag Ravens. It's Kyle Hamilton. It's going to be Kyle Hamilton as long as he suits up in a Ravens uniform. I think that Kyle is one of the best players. I think he's the best safety in the National Football League. What he can do from a run-stopping perspective, what he can do from a coverage perspective, he's just unbelievable. He's such a solid tackler. You can put him anywhere from the slot to the box, free safety, strong safety, up on the defensive line as an edge rusher. Like, he can do anything. He's the ultimate Swiss Army knife, and he's the thing that makes this team tick. Yamel saying, what do you think are the keys to victory for Week 1 in Buffalo? Great question. I actually really, really like that one. I think it's stop the run, whether James Cook is there or not. You're always going to be better when a team has a quarterback like Josh Allen if you just take the running game away from them. Because he's going to do what Josh Allen does. But if they're doing that and also being able to run the football, that's never going to help. I think you have to limit turnovers, just like you saw in that playoff game. You turn the ball over a lot, 3 times. They took advantage of it, okay? A fumble, a pick, and then another fumble. And so if you limit turnovers, you're going to be able to win that game. And I think the third key to victory is, I think the flip side of that, cause them to make turnovers. You didn't do it in the playoff game. 0 turnovers. And this is a guy, Josh Allen, who struggled with turnovers before. He didn't last year. He cut them down a significant bit. But if you can kind of get him back in that way, gunslinger, taking risks, making mistakes, you're going to be able to win the football game. Mog says, which position should we sweat the most as far as free agents' depth? Linebacker or guard? I think linebacker. Because Ben Cleveland's still going to be a really good depth piece at that guard position. But I definitely think of the two of those, probably linebacker, just because I feel like Trent Simpson, Teddy Buchanan, both those guys are a toss-up. So we'll see. I think linebacker, though. Christopher Minner says, hashtag Ravens Jalen Ramsey. I don't know what that means. I think it means trade for Jalen Ramsey, maybe. Do I like Jalen Ramsey? I don't know. At the time of recording this, Jalen Ramsey is still on the trade market, I should say. They're not going to trade for him. After adding Jair Alexander, they have no interest. I don't think they got Jair on a 1-year, $4 million deal base. So they have no interest in paying a guy $21 million like Jalen Ramsey, and that's what you have to pay him. Coming up next, we got Darren Asmussen. D-Money. What's up, brother? Hashtag Ravens. The Ravens over-under win is 11.5. What are you betting on? Boom. Take the over, D. Take the over. I think this team's going to win anywhere from 12 to 13 games. You've just seen that really consistently over the past couple seasons, and I think they got better from last year. You add DeAndre Hopkins, which I think a lot of people are being like, oh, DeAndre Hopkins is going to suck. No, he's going to be a great wide receiver 3. That's all you need him to be, is a good wide receiver 3. Your defense got better. You added Jair Alexander. He's replacing Brandon Stevens, who's one of the worst corners in football last year. You added Mike Green on the edge. You added Malachi Starks in the safety. Like, you got better. So I just think your record is going to at least stay the same as it was last year. Kimberly Harmon, hashtag Ravens, who's the offense players of the year? So last year, I would say it was Kyle Hamilton, and this year I'm probably going to, offense. Last year's Lamar Jackson. This year it's going to be Lamar Jackson. As long as Lamar Jackson's on the football field, it's probably going to be him. Now, it would be great to have another great year from Derrick Henry. He was one of them last year. But, 1,900 yards, that's going to be hard to replicate. And so I think it's going to be Lamar Jackson this next season. It's just hard to pick against him. Up next, we got Chug and Jim. Which hashtag Ravens rookie will have the biggest impact? Biggest impact is going to be Starks. I would have maybe said Green, but with Ardarius Washington going down, Malachi Starks' role just got all that bigger. He's going to be a starter. Like, he's going to play probably close to 900 snaps this season as a rookie. That's big. That's really big. He's going to have the biggest impact. Whether he's good, whether he's bad, it's a better impact if he's good. He'll have a big impact if he's bad in the negative. So that's my answer. Sound off for me in the comment section. Which Ravens rookie will have the biggest impact? You let me know your answer. I told you mine. I think it's Starks. Let me know what you think. And make sure you guys got me on social media, at Joey Petersen 8 on Twitter, at Joey Petersen 8 on Instagram. And as always, make sure you guys are subscribed right here at the Ravens Rundown. Make sure you got those notifications on as well. We go live every single Tuesday. If you want to be part of those mailbags, just like everybody you just saw, come join us this upcoming Tuesday. Go live every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Boom, we got $5 super chat. Sea King, King of the Seas. Sea King, I better see you in the preseason. I better see you in every single game. Super duper Kyle Ham for Defensive Player of the Year. Allen turns into Michelin star pastry chef, making turnovers under pressure. So saith I, the Sea King. Ooh, D1 Ravens Glazer had a really good answer. He said Tyler Loop or Malachi Starks. That's really good. Tyler Loop, I like that. Sea King, thanks for the $5, brother. Appreciate you donating to the channel. I agree as well. Kyle Hamilton, this might be the year he wins Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like now that's like, who won it last year? Was it Patrick Surtain? It was, I think. Which is great because I think prior to that, it kind of just became an edge rusher award. Last year, it went to the secondary. If Kyle Hamilton has a great year, as great of a year as I think he is, he could go out and win it. Make sure you get me in the comment section down below which rookie will have the biggest impact. We got some great answer. Tyler Loop, Malachi Starks, another Starks. Sea King says Loop or Mike Green. Two guys I like a lot and I'm really excited about. All righty. We are going to get on out of here. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Whether you are watching Love Island, whether you're getting ready for the NBA draft, whatever you're doing, do it to the best of your abilities. Shout out to producer Jack. Thanks for all the help today. My name is Joey Petersen. We'll see you next time. You all have a great day, and God bless.